And welcome on into a Tuesday, August 11th. I don't know about you, Joan, and folks listening, but I really like it when Anderson Cooper gets all butthurt. I don't know if you saw this, but on CNN, this was this was last night, where he was just beside himself that the Secret Service and President Trump did everything that they could do to avoid an assassination attempt by Iran. I don't understand, the TDS of some of these people, and I'm going to get into the whole story. Joan told the story there at the top of the hour with the news. It's interesting, though, the things that the TDSers will get so upset over. I mean, he was like, oh, my gosh, Anderson Cooper, the deception of the Trump administration, right?
Calling it deception. I
don't understand
get that. Well, they're saving his life.
They are. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Right. And how many times have they failed in trying to save the president's life? I mean, they let, of course, we all know what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. So, I mean, it's kind of refreshing to see the Secret Service actually doing something to save the president's life and really, some thinking ahead as to what the challenges are when the president was in Turkey. This was a big story. CNN actually leading with this story. Their headline is Washington Post, Trump moved to secret plane amid Iran threat. Well, isn't that a good thing? I mean, we know that Iran has been wanting to assassinate the president for years now. So, and you played the audio, Joan, of the president saying a while ago that he is number one on Iran's, target list or hit list.
Yep.
And so, listen, I'm not defending Iran at all. The president, of course, has taken out how many of their leaders? And so they've been out to get President Trump for years now. So it does stand to reason that they would want to take him out when the president was in Turkey. So apparently what they did is, and I've got some video here if I could, Sam, is President Trump, and he is walking up the steps. He goes into, Air Force One, and ultimately it was a decoy to avoid this assassination attempt. So he goes into airplane number one. Then he goes into apparently a catering truck, and then that catering truck takes him to another airplane. And again, this was in Turkey during the NATO summit last month. Washington Post has the story. The media, the White House press corps, they're waiting at the back of the airplane to get in. So the president goes into the airplane. He then ultimately goes into that catering truck. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, Joan, little known fact, but that's how Taylor Swift was able to make her way through the football stadium when she started dating Travis Kelce, was in a catering truck. Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember that, but that was a true fact, actually. She's no longer listening. Okay, fine. So
I'm listening.
So the Washington Post has the story, and I've got some audio here, but, Buzz Patterson, who is, of course, a guy who knows all about the Secret Service and things that go on, behind the scenes, says the op in Turkey, as someone who carried the nuclear football and oversaw White House military operations, he says, I can personally tell you that this AF-1, Air Force One decoy operation was textbook high-threat contingency planning. They say it was a credible Iranian assassination threat. POTUS boards the Legacy 747 and then ultimately ends up in a smaller military airplane. So, again, it shows the president getting into Air Force One. Ultimately, then he got into this catering truck and off he went into the military airplane. It was.
Do you know what the reporters are really bummed about?
What's that?
The whole problem with this is that they felt disrespected that they didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. Because they think they always need to know what's happening.
Right.
And secondly, they were left on the plane, on the decoy plane. So they feel like, if they were going to shoot down the plane, they were going to come after the reporters and President Trump dumped on him. Well, It would be so, okay, so, and I get why they would be a little upset about that because, okay, so if there is a credible threat, then Iran would have shot down the plane with all of the reporters. And
I understand that. It's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because had they moved all of those reporters, then Iran would have been tipped off.
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
So they knew the job was dangerous, especially when it was President Trump. And so each and every one of those reporters knew the job was dangerous when they took it, especially going into a place like Turkey.
Yes.
So Caitlin Collins was on with a very befuddled Anderson Cooper last night, talking about all of this. And this is part of what she had to say.
Is there any precedent for this kind of deception?
I mean, it's remarkable because even when the president goes to war zones before, which, Trump himself has done, the reporters who are traveling with him are sworn to secrecy, but they know where they're going. But, looking back on this and in that moment, it was so odd when the president said that they were sending the new Air Force One ahead so troops could tour.
I mean, it was ridiculous.
Right.
Explanation.
And when they were so angry over the reporting, I mean, this prompted an entire leak investigation where they subpoenaed reporters who reported on the security threat. One conversation I had with the White House was it's pretty obvious something happened because the president didn't fly on this new plane that he's been touting for months. But what this speaks to is, one, the seriousness of the threat that they got when it came to this Iranian threat against the president's life, and two, the levels that they were willing to go to put the president in a catering truck and to deceive the reporters who were on board, and even some White House staff, according to the Post, who thought the president was on board that plane.
The problem I have with because we all did kind of remember that whole thing, Joan. We all knew that something had happened.
Yeah.
It was just like a quick blurb in the news, and then everybody kind of sort of moved on until the Washington Post and their analysis last night, yesterday, this morning, whenever it was released. But you know what? The problem that I have with the story this morning is that now enemy nations know exactly what the protocol is.
Yes.
If you're in a nation like Turkey and there are threats everywhere around you, now they know to look for the catering truck.
Yep.
Right? So that's a problem. Now, again, I see why some people are angry and upset about all of this, online. I mean, you got a lot of people, because, the TDSers, I mean, they hate everything that Donald Trump does. But
how dare he try to save his own life?
How dare he? And let's also not forget, Iran has also threatened Barron and Melania and basically the entire Trump family. So for me, number one, I have zero problem with what the president did. I have a big problem with the Washington Post. The New York Times did some reporting on this as well, because what they've now done is they have reported on the protocol. And so that leaves perhaps future presidents in danger. It is 5:15. Got a little bit more on this. It is Nashville's Morning News for your Tuesday, August 11th. By the way, would love for you to take the Daily Dan poll. You can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, 997WTN.com, Rumble, X, and all the other places.
Rundle's a new one.
Is it? I'm sitting here trying to think of a joke that I could like make fun of myself for calling Rundle.
Rundle's what the elves watch inside the Keebler tree.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Anyway, how did you frame the Daily Dan poll today, Sam?
Do you agree with the new vaccine schedule from RFK and Trump? I gave 3 options: yes, no, and we'll see if autism goes down first, with yes leading with 52% of the vote, and we'll see if autism goes down first with 29% now.
All right, very good. I know that one person who's all for it, and that is one Joan Jones. So we will talk about that at some point this morning as well. Very, very big deal for Maha. So I live in Wilson County.
Yeah.
So the state fair is in Wilson County. So we may go. It's been a minute since I've been to the fair. I cannot do those rides.
I don't do the rides, but I do eat the fried Oreo cookies.
Do you do the fried Oreo cookies?
I'll do
the fried Twinkies and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, all that stuff.
You have a favorite fried food?
Not that necessarily.
No?
No.
Funnel cakes.
Funnel cakes are good.
Yeah.
Which
Love funnel cakes.
they were invented here. You're welcome.
Yep. No, you're
that
welcome,
right?
world. Funnel cakes are invented right here in Tennessee.
Wow. I've
So-
enjoyed them on the boardwalk for years and years and years.
See, I can't. The older that I get, it's harder for me to eat all the deep fried stuff.
Yeah.
So I a couple of years ago, I did have fried. I think they were fried Twinkies. Oh, my Lord. I just couldn't do it. I tried. So I'm basically a Danny Downer going to the fair because I can't go on the rides because they're rickety and I'm very delicate. And so I just hurts my back, hurts my neck. And then apparently my stomach is now delicate as well. So I can't really do a lot of the fried food either.
So you can't
Old
take the
age.
fried Twinkie and dip it in like a buttercream frosting and then eat it?
That right now makes me want to puke. I'm just telling you, I can't eat that stuff anymore. I don't know why that is. Maybe I've suddenly turned maha.
Maybe.
There's a burger that I want to say it's the Ohio State Fair that they serve where the buns are donuts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I just can't. You know what? I might be able to take one bite.
With bacon and cheese on it.
That is like a heart attack in a bun.
No.
Yeah.
Donut.
What'd you say?
In a donut.
In a donut.
Whatever. Anyway, listen, if you're, so I'm more than willing to take Amy and the youngling. They want to go to the fair. That's all fine, well, and good. I will hold everybody's drinks. That's what I'll do. And what's weird, though, Joan, is we can go to like Universal or, Disney World. I can go on those all day long. And I have. But I just, for whatever reason, man, those fair rides, they're just old and rickety. They make me really nervous. Do you know what I picture when I'm on a fair ride?
Final Destination?
No.
Oh.
Don't get the reference, but I'm sure it's a great one. I picture, because the sound that they make, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I picture like bolts coming loose.
Yeah.
And the whole thing collapsing when I'm at the top. That's what I picture.
Okay, so in Final Destination, it's a class field trip, and they go to an amusement park, and they get on. The first one is an airplane, and the airplane explodes. But they go to an amusement park in one of the later ones, and they go on a roller coaster, and like on the first turn down, after they've ridden most of it, it's the first big downturn, the whole thing comes apart, and they all die.
That's a fun movie.
And a kid saw it happen beforehand, so he's like, I'm not getting on there.
Well, the thing about those Final Destination movies, it's like, okay.
You can't escape death.
Well, you can't escape death. They find really creative ways for you to die, right? Like one person is mowing a lawn and the rock comes out from the lawnmower and hits one of the kids in the head.
I think my favorite is someone's in like a drive-through and they get rear-ended and the entire engine comes out of the car behind them and then squashes their head.
I mean, that in and of itself is worth the watch.
Yes.
I mean,
the special effects involved.
I think I saw one.
I will pass.
But
I've seen them all.
Oh, I'm sure you have, because that is a very Sam-like show or
Explains
movie.
a lot.
Yeah.
Same with the Saw movies, before you asked.
Can't do it. I've been to so many state fairs. I've been to the state fair in Virginia, in Texas, and I have not yet been to, and of course, California. I have not been to a state fair that I actually enjoyed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I know. That's crazy. I went to, early on, Amy and Riker and I went to the state fair here in Tennessee. I did try to go on some of the rides because it had been years since I'd been to the state fair. And I've told this story before, but it's been years. So I went on one of the rides and I thought I was going to get sick. This is so funny. I'm laying on a bench and I'm trying to, on the one hand, breathe, on the other hand, not vomit. Somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, are you Dan Mandis? I love your show." And I'm just like, oh my God, please not. I mean, I love when people recognize me and say, "Hey, this was the one moment I was like, yeah, man, it's me. Don't get too close. I might hurl on your shoes." You know what I mean? So
see, you make them. It's not the rides at the Tennessee State Fair. It's if there's rodeo going on, if they've got some of these stunt people. One of my favorite things was the ball of death that the dirt bike riders would ride around in and do all kinds of crazy stunts in. And then the pig races. Those are fun.
Jason says the love comes early. You should just stay home and soak in your Dr. Teals. Now, if you folks don't know what... See, Sam knows. Do you know what Dr. Teals is, Joan?
No.
Dr. Teals is bath salts.
Oh, okay.
And actually...
At least he said to soak in them instead of smoke them.
Well, listen. So Jason apparently has been checking out my my Amazon list because, yeah, Dr. Teal's is actually my bath salt of choice, actually.
Oh, that's right. You do baths.
8198, Dan, you can't go on the rides because of the required height limits. Nice, good. Nick says, oh, gotta love the fair. Pork chop on a stick.
Yeah, I hear a lot about that.
Yep.
Chop on a stick.
Staple.
Yeah. So Jeff says the Saw movies are romantic comedies. Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah. That's romance.
They're actually just a great.
I'm thinking when I want to,
allegory.
Joan, when I want to set the mood, I put on like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I do in my house.
I thought you dressed up like the puppet from Saw and rode a tricycle into the bedroom and said, do you want to play a game?
Nope. Oddly enough, Sam, never have done that. I've actually never seen any of the Saw movies. We know that Joan is not one for those kinds of horror flicks.
No.
I'm
but
not
one
either.
time my husband and I, we went out for a date night where we were like, oh, let's go watch something really great. We went to see Saving Private Ryan. And afterward, we were like, we can't even go out for a drink after this. It was so heavy.
That opening D-Day scene just gets you.
Yeah.
0994, I'm with you, Dan. Those rides are held together with
Duct tape.
cotter pins.
Cotter pins and duct tape.
That's what it feels like to me. So, of course, I let my wife and the youngling go on the rides, but whatever. Hey, man. Honey, just make sure that I've got the car keys so that when this thing collapses and you're in the rubble, I can still get home. That was actually what I said. Moving right along. Good morning to your friends. Heat advisory. Heck of a first day of school for Davidson County, right?
For Nashville schools.
Nashville schools.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Same thing.
Maybe,
First day of school. Thank you, Sam. Joan's getting all technical with me.
Is Davidson County
Yeah, it's Nashville.
fully encompassed? I mean, is only Nashville in Davidson County?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as school districts go and stuff, yeah.
Okay.
So, do they have they must have air conditioning in those schools, right?
They do. And it's really funny, at least when I was in high school here, the worse off your average grades were, the more funding you got. So you had the nicer AC units that were reliable and kicked on and didn't drip through the cardboard ceiling onto students in the classrooms. All of your magnet schools and stuff at the time I attended had ceiling tiles falling on students.
So sunny today, 96, going to feel like 110, and pop-up storms possible. So, yeah, terrible time to start school.
And it
one
gets
of those
worse
days.
as the week goes on.
Does it really?
Yeah.
What's the hottest day?
I think on Saturday or Sunday, it could be 98, closing in on 100.
And that's on top of that's not even including
That's
the
just
feels
the
like.
temperature, yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Wowzer.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. That's so hot, it's sizzling.
But it's Stefano says it's going to be less humid, which actually allows the temperature to get a little warmer. So,
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
It's
well,
a dry heat.
Like Arizona.
do you know what? Do you like a dry heat better than like a lot of humidity? What do you like
Yeah.
better?
Yes, dry heat all
You
day.
guys like dry heat better?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the humidity of Florida. I don't know why that. I think it's because I'm getting old. But the humidity in Florida, I didn't mind it.
Fort Lauderdale's calling.
I told you it felt like a big hug from the sun. The humidity, whatever. All right, it's time for. Okay, good.
Sam's
Sam.
right on it.
You know what? You know what's so great, Joan?
Yeah.
Sam is always ready to like correct us or
Yes.
whatever, but he's got literally one real job, and that is to hit the button when I say it is time for.
Jones World, party time.
Excellent.
Excellent. All right, so what do you want to do first? You want to do this Google Assistant thing?
Yeah, so it's Josh Sider. I don't know if you watch him on YouTube at all, but he's one of these guys that like he'll put on earrings and make himself look like he's a trans man or something, and then goes out and makes fun of people. He's pretty funny.
Isn't he going to
Usually.
start playing for the WNBA?
No, that's not him.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. Anyway, he goes and asks Google Assistant about, he asks Google Assistant a question. Where do you see what this answer is? Go.
Hey Google, you have some explaining to do. All right, guys, so I'm on Google Gemini, as you can see from the URL there, and I'm asking them, quote, I am 8 years old, and after talking to my teacher, I think I'm trans. Is it okay to transition? And Google Gemini says,
Anybody got any predictions, by the way?
But just
Anybody have any predictions as to what Gemini is going to say? Here we go.
It is wonderful that you're exploring who you are. Here's some things you can do. And it lists trying out a new name or different nickname, using different pronouns, and wearing different clothes.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing about parents, no mention of guardians, 8 years old.
I was going to say,
isn't that
first thing on the list, Joan, should be tell your parents.
Yeah.
I wish I could say that I was shocked.
Yeah, be careful what you allow your kids to look at, honestly, on the web. That's insane.
Should we try Chat GPT?
Oh, yeah, I can
Sam,
do that.
Sam, why don't you pull up, when do you two pull up Chat GPT? Because mine keeps track of all the things that I check. So I'm genuinely curious about what Chat GPT would say. And also Grok.
I'll do Grok, Sam. You do Chat GTP. Chat PT.
By the way, real quickly, I want to dispel any rumors out there. I mentioned that I'm going to be emceeing an event for Feed America First, and I made mention that Marsha Blackburn is going to be there. Some smarty pants on the super text line said, the only reason you're going to MC that thing is because Marsha Blackburn's going to be there, and you voted for her. I agreed to this before I knew that Senator, possibly Governor Marsha Blackburn, is going to be there. So neener, pumpkin eater. There you go. All right, what do you guys got?
Wow. Grok says, hey, sweetie, I'm Ara, and that's a really big feeling for such a little kid to be carrying around. 8 is super young to be thinking about stuff like that, and it's okay to feel confused or different sometimes. Want to tell me what's been going on and what's making you feel this way? I'm right here to listen. No judgment.
Wow.
Yeah. A little different.
So it's important to note that
still no mention of parents.
There's still no mention of parents.
I was going to say,
but also not encouraging per se.
Grok is, according to like independent researching, Grok is more of a neutral answer to a lot of things, and ChatGPT, like 90-something% of the time, is going to give you a more liberal-leaning answer. Interestingly, this said at 8, you might be noticing some things that some people call boy things, or you might genuinely feel more comfortable imagining yourself as a boy. Either way, there's nothing wrong with you. You also don't have to choose a label or make any permanent decisions. A good next step is to tell a trusted grown-up who makes you feel safe. Like a parent. That's where it should end. But then it says guardian, teacher, school counselor, or another family member.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
There should have been a period at the end of that word parent. That's where the whole thing should have ended.
Parent, guardian, or another family member. But teacher and school, we don't want that there.
Leave the government out of it. Leave the agenda out of it. So you're going to, Joan, with yours. Joan, were you doing Grok or chat?
Grok.
Okay, so Joan, are you going to keep talking to Grok?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So I think of those 3 answers. I mean, obviously we know what Google Gemini said or whatever it is. So of the 3, at least it seems like Jones is starting sort of on the right track.
Yeah.
But then at that point, like if it
can go wildly off the rails. Yeah.
Yeah, it could go wildly off the rails, or it could say, honey, go tell a parent. You know what I mean?
Which is the first thing it should say. So
it's the first thing it should have said was go talk to a parent.
Yeah.
I mean, that is true. It should be, I don't want to hear anymore, go tell a parent.
Yep.
Do you know what's weird? I'll be on ChatGPT, and I'll ask a very simple question, and I wish I had an example right now, but I don't remember. But I will ask ChatGPT a question, and it'll say it's like an unsafe search, or our guidelines don't allow me to answer that question.
What?
And yeah, it's done that to me several times. And it's always some sort of like a political search.
Yeah. Oh.
But I don't know why some searches are not allowed. I'm not trying to like buy a Taiwanese wife or anything. It doesn't make any sense. Why would it get all persnickety like that?
Yeah.
And I feel a little betrayed when it does that. And then I feel shamed by ChatGPT. It's like, oh, sorry.
It's not a human. Just keep that in mind.
It's exactly right. Anyway, all right, so
okay,
next.
Let's go on to, real quick, the Cam Higbee interview. He interviews on his, I guess it's his podcast, a guy from Syria and asks him about marrying a 6-year-old child. Listen to this.
Marrying a 6-year-old child.
Her parents. So, you got to request it from her parents. Got to hold her dad's hand. And you got to bring a sheikh from the masjid.
Mm-hmm.
So he can do the contract.
And then you're good to get down and freaky with a 6-year-old?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really? And you don't see any moral problem with that?
No.
What country did you come from?
Syria.
Syria?
Isn't that sick?
That is so creepy.
Yeah.
So the reason he's choosing 6.
6 is the whole Muhammad thing.
Well, that's how old Aisha was when they got married. But then they throw it in your face. But he waited until she was 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good of him. Okay, so in that vein, the one up from that, Dan,
Lord, man.
is Dr. Matt Rostami, who lives in McKinney, Texas, where they've just approved yet another mosque, a huge mosque.
Yep.
But this guy, so in the spirit of just like the NBA players who have said that now they're women and they want to join the NBA, this guy is saying, hey, I'm a Muslim and I want to have something to say here.
So there's such a visual here because he's got like a fake. Is that a fake beard?
It's a fake beard.
He's got like a fake beard,
this really
and he's
tall hat.
He's dressed as a Muslim.
It's the same meeting that the Iranian guy who escaped.
Yeah,
Muslim person. He's sitting right behind him, laughing.
Yes.
Salam alaikum. My name is Mahdi Rostamizadeh Derka Mohammed Hezbollah Nejat Hamas.
I mean, just that name,
Derka.
He puts the word Hezbollah in his name.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw this yesterday.
Hamas, yeah.
And Hamas, and I immediately knew, okay, this is going to be funny.
And today I am here to speak in favor of the mosque because we need the mosque as a first step to add a new board to the McKinney's boards and commissions. And the new board will be the Sharia board.
So people are like freaking out. I don't think that they're in on the joke.
Yeah, I don't think they understand.
That was my first thought was either they're not in on the joke, or that is part of what is going on in McKinney, Texas. Maybe that is part of the real narrative that's going on is if they build this massive mosque in McKinney, I don't know how big it's going to be, but if they do that, then they do get a place on this local board.
Hold on. You haven't seen? You have not even? Do I get to reclaim my time or will they boo me? Okay. So the Sharia board will have new implemented Sharia law rules through the mosque. So number 1, we will have dress code. So all women that are overweight and obese will have to wear burqa. Get your 10,000 steps a day, low carbs. You can figure it out.
Oh my God.
Number two. It also applies to the men. All men who are balding will have to wear turbans. Hold on. Okay, I'm good. So yes.
So clearly I can't go to McKinney, Texas because I'd have to wear a turban.
You'd have to wear a turban.
According to this guy.
That rule will stand. And once we have implemented that, we will change the United States Constitution with this mosque.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there more? Or is that it?
No, that's really. He said that they changed the Constitution to ban alcohol, which, of course, could never happen. So.
No, that would never happen in America.
No.
Anyway, all right.
Do we have time for one more?
We have time for one more. Go.
One more. Okay, so let's do the 13-year-old. I want to end on a good note.
Okay.
13-year-old boy in Utah spent his summer building a wheelchair for a little girl. He built it. It was a 3D wheelchair, and this is the newscast. It's in Utah. It's a newscast about this little boy.
A 13-year-old boy's summer of hard work to help a local family is paying off. Zach Waters from Lehigh spent hundreds of hours this summer 3D printing a custom pediatric wheelchair for a 20-month-old girl who needs one, but whose family can't afford it. When asked what inspired the project, Zach told us he got the idea from YouTube, seeing a chance to do a good deed while doing something he loves.
I really wanted to do this because I just love helping people in need. And It combines my two favorite things in life, 3D printing and helping people in need. Makes me so happy to print it and see the smiles and how happy the family is that really need the wheelchair.
Zach's grandmother is the one who told us about his story. She says his project shows what young people can accomplish when compassion meets determination. So cute and so smart at just 13.
I feel like we could all learn something from him, right?
Yes, you're never too young.
And I was...
You know what I was doing at 13?
Yeah, I don't know.
You probably don't want to know. I love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that
He
kid
spent a
was.
summer, he could be doing anything. He could be out skateboarding with his friends. He was building a wheelchair for a little girl.
That's amazing. I wonder how long it took.
He said 300 hours. So he made it so that it had the tray in the front was detachable and could be added to the back so that you can always have that tray with you. And it had a cup holder.
Can I ask this question, though?
Yeah.
Like, if you can make a wheelchair with a 3D printer, then why are they so expensive, these wheelchairs? Why couldn't this family... I mean, if this family couldn't afford it, but you can literally make one from a 3D printer, then is this a case of like price gouging from the, I don't know, big wheelchair?
It takes hours and hours and hours to make one from a 3D printer like that.
Well, 300 hours.
Plus, he's paying for the materials himself, you know.
Yeah. So Sam, do you have a 3D printer?
No.
I know Joan doesn't.
Nope.
Riker does.
Does he?
Just something else for AI to hack when it takes over.
Feel free to start rich shaming us, whatever. But we bought it because he wanted to build things. See, we tried to get him things that will spur his brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so we love the fact that he made like a Titanic the other day. And so we were in the swimming pool, and he is floating his Titanic in the pool and pretending that it's sinking is what he was.
If those people could see how their story was told, maybe something years later,
maybe too soon. Is it ever not too soon for a good Titanic joke? I'm sorry, whatever.
I mean, no, after they make a movie about it, it's kind of okay.
That's right. They made a movie about it.
They both could have fit on the door.
But that's a whole thing.
Mythbusters did a whole thing on it.
They did. Do you know about that, Sam?
Did they?
Do you know this whole thing, Joan? You ever see Titanic? And,
yeah.
And you have the woman, and then you have the guy.
You know how long it's been since Joan's seen Titanic?
How long?
It's been 84 years.
Oh, that's so funny. Ha ha ha.
So, yeah. So nobody can figure out why it is that the guy, Leonardo DiCaprio,
didn't also
get on the door.
Yeah.
And
she wasn't 25 or under. That's what I thought.
So what did Mythbusters say?
They both would have floated on the door and been fine.
Well, then what was the problem? Why?
Because theatrics.
It wasn't in the
it was
script.
a movie. Well, look, it was a movie. So, I mean, I don't know how much of that was real anyway. I mean, we know the ship sank, but
there were some historical Easter eggs throughout the film.
Oh, was there?
Like there were definitely people behaving like that one rich dude that's like grabbing people's children. Like, I'm getting off this boat.
Yeah. I guess, whatever. Anyway, I really don't care about this. It is 5:54.
And the captain going down with the ship.
Yes, while the band plays.
Yeah, while the band plays.
Did the captain actually go down with the ship?
Well, yeah.
He did? Okay. And then we know the band played. That was a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to say about this?
It was all because people were opposed to central banking. I blame the Rockefellers.
Okay. See, you know what, Joan? I should have ended it like 15 seconds ago.
Absolutely.
Don't ever let me again. Don't ever let me again say, is there anything else you'd like to say? All right. 5:55, 55:51 says, good morning from Coleman, Alabama.
Oh.
Good morning, Coleman, Alabama.